In this session, we're going to look at linking up your onboard GPS devices to drivers' vehicles, as well as linking the driver to their vehicle. So to do that, from the transportation screen, we're going to click on the Vehicles tab. And here's a list of all of your current vehicles entered into the database. And the best place to start here, over in the bottom right hand corner, is Device List. So to start, you want to enter in all of your GPS devices into the system. So you do that by clicking New. You can give it a generic name. It's best to name the device possibly by the driver's name on who it's going to be assigned to for better reference, or you can use a van ID. So I'm going to use a driver's name. You enter in the serial number of the device, the IMEI number of the device, and all of this information is can be obtained either on the device itself or from the Links Up web portal. You can indicate if the device is wired or not. So if it's wired, you check the box. The activation date, and then you can save it. At some point in time, if the device gets retired, it means it's no longer in use. Maybe it got returned, maybe the device is no longer operable. You can retire the device, and you would just come in here and put in the date that it was retired. And then then we're going to save that. So you want to do that with every device that you have. Then if we come back, and I'm going to use this Dodge Ram as my example here, you would click on New Vehicle and add in as much information as you have. So we have make, we have model, and we have the year of the vehicle. You can give the vehicle a name, and this name needs to be unique. So I'm going to change the vehicle name and just add in the driver's name along with it. And that way it's maybe a little bit easier to assign the driver to it at a later date or at this time. We have a place for driver's license number, the VIN number. If you want to keep track of when the insurance starts and stops, we can do that. If the vehicle has a ramp, you can specify the type of ramp, as well as if they have a car seat included. The ramp and the car seat, you can add to those lists. So down in the bottom here, manage car seats, you can add different options here to choose from. The same thing with the equipment. You can add different equipment to this list that can then be assigned to the vehicle. Next step then is to assign the device to this vehicle. So there's a drop-down list right here. It's going to show me all of the available devices. And the available devices are devices that are currently not connected or linked to any other vehicles. So in this case, I'm going to choose Adam Luger Dodge. And this will activate this device on this vehicle. And now this device is linked to this vehicle. And then the last step here is I want to assign the driver to this vehicle. So I know that Jacob Luger is going to be assigned to this vehicle. So now I have all three pieces in place. I have the vehicle entered, I have the GPS device linked to that vehicle, and the driver linked to the vehicle as well. And then, so what that does is when you assign a driver, it then also associates their vehicle with it. and then in return it also connects that GPS device. With all three of those links in place, then able to produce a map view of the trip. And what we're looking at here is point A is what actually occurred. So point A, this address, is where the driver recorded that they picked up the member. And then the blue line is the route that they took. And then point B, I'm going to zoom in here a little bit so you guys can see both coordinates. Point B is actually where the driver dropped, the actual location of where the driver dropped the member off. And the point D in blue is what was scheduled drop off. So the scheduled drop off was at this Holiday gas station. And if we go down here a little bit to the right, the point S was the scheduled, this was the location start. This is what was scheduled. So the scheduled pickup for the client was supposed to be this address, but they actually picked up the address over here. So we're able to see what actually occurred compared to what was scheduled for any given trip that has the GPS device on board and then also linked to the vehicle and linked to the driver. All right, we're going to go back to the transportation form and look at reassigning devices. So if a driver leaves your agency and you obtain the GPS device back, you're going to want to come back into the vehicle form and find the vehicle that's assigned to the device as well as the driver. And you're going to want to click on Edit, and you're going to want to remove that device. And once you remove it, it's no longer active with that vehicle. And we keep a record of it down below. And then it also on the list to another vehicle. So you first need to unassign a device that's no longer in use, and then it becomes available to be assigned to a different vehicle. This same management can also be done from the dispatch portal. I'm going to go out to the dispatch portal, and on the admin tab we have all the vehicles listed here. And you can add a new vehicle like you can in the back-end database. You can add devices with the same information on it. And then you can also, just going to edit a driver, you can also come through here and you can assign a device. And you can assign a driver. So you can make those same connections out here on the dispatch web portal in the same fashion that you can in the Access software. We'll touch on the GPS linkage and vehicle tab on the dispatch portal in another session, but that concludes this session of the GPS device linking.